You are now listening to the Building Her Dream podcast, where we have inspiring conversations with introverted women entrepreneurs who are building their dream lives and businesses on their own terms. Hosted by business operations strategist, author, and the founder of Building Her Dream, Shayla Burton. To learn more about this podcast and our magazine, visit www.buildingherdream.com. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the Building Her Dream podcast. I'm your host, a lifelong introvert, Shayla Burton, and I'm so excited to chat with today's guest. She is Cornelia Kawann, a personal energy strategist and the founder of Energy On, and she's all the way in Switzerland. Hello, Cornelia. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me, Shayla, to your really very cool podcast. And yeah, welcome the audience. I'm really looking forward to, chit chat a little bit about energy and share some insights.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining me. And I always like to start off with, the same fun kind of question. If you could wake up tomorrow and have your perfect dream life, what would that look like for you?
Oh, wow. I love that question. Very good.
Yeah.
And actually, my dream life would be that I would definitely live in a place, maybe a little house directly at the beach,
Mm.
and in an area where the sea is warm. So,
Mm.
and then I would get up in the morning, go for a swim, and I would have my own business, and it will be could run it from wherever I am in the world. So, kind of,
Yeah.
I'm always dreaming of these digital nomads and being
Mm.
one of them. And my daughters and my family, they would be around me, and we just could have like working a little bit, enjoy our company, and have a really cool day.
Yeah, that sounds really awesome. And a lot of people say that they would love to live, near a beach. So that's a pretty common dream. I would love to live near one as well.
So far, I've only made it near a lake. So in
Okay.
Zurich, we have the Lake Zurich. And it's pretty fantastic. So, it's
Yeah.
kind of the first step.
Right. Well, a lake can count as a beach, I guess, if there's like, is there any sand near it?
No, it's grass. It's grass, but that's
Oh,
that's
okay.
fine. Yeah. So, and
Yeah.
so you can't swim all year long, but
Okay.
because it's pretty cold over here in
Oh,
winter. But
yeah.
so from May till end of September is kind of the swimming season.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And it's the same here in Wisconsin. I live about 15 minutes away from Lake Michigan. But what's really nice is that it we do have like a beach area along the lake, and so there's
Oh,
lots of sand and yeah, people be out there, and so yeah, we enjoy it when it's the spring and summertime, but like you, when it winter hits, then I stay away.
you can do ice skating, right?
That, that's true. That's true. Well, Cornelia, so you are a personal energy strategist. And when I saw that title, I'm like, ooh, she's going to be a great person to talk to. But why don't you start off by just telling us a little bit about you and the work that you do?
Okay. So just before I start, was just wondering what do you think about really what's a personal energy strategist? You just thought it's interesting, or do you have some ideas about it?
Well, so it was an interesting title that I had never seen before, and so I just assumed that you help people get more energy. And as an introvert, when I'm talking or when I'm dealing with a lot of people, my energy drains pretty quickly. And so I recharge by just shutting the world out and being by myself. But if there's are some other ways that I can like quickly get, recharge, I would love to hear about that as well.
Okay, I think now we're talking. Yeah, I
Yeah.
could give you some insights to that. And actually, you know, the from my background, I'm even more into all the in energy. I'm an electrical engineer. So for a very long time, energy was electric energy for me.
Okay.
And then I also, realized that energy drains quickly, and especially for a fempreneur or a mompreneur, yeah, then you have your own business, you have you need to look after your family, your kids, your aging parents, you're part of the community. And then I kind of noticed everybody is in time management, but I figured out, what can you do with all the time in the world if you feel miserable and don't have the energy to get up and to get out, right? And
Yes.
so I thought my energy is even more important. And then I'm, as an engineer, I started doing research and look into it. And then I noticed that there are so many similarities between electric energy and our personal energy.
Hmm.
And then I started kind of experimenting with myself. In a way, you're recharging your phone.
Mm.
And then I thought there must be a way how I can recharge myself the same way. Or you can protect your phone. And so I thought I need to protect my energy, especially, as an introvert. There are kind of all these energy vampires out there kind of sucking off your energy. And some, like, talking and some activities can be very exhausting, but if you know how to protect your energy, there is kind of this buffer around you, and people don't even approach you and ask for things. And so I started experimenting and developing my own techniques. And I also figured out that, we are all very busy. And so I thought, of course, it's very on vogue at the moment to do meditations and mindset work. And I tried many of these things and experimented, but I noticed it all of it takes so long, right? Even just for
Mm.
mindset work, you have this limiting belief, and then you need to override it, and for 30 days, and then you forget one day, and then you have to start from scratch, right? How can you manage that with running a family and a business? And even with meditating, then I thought, of course, I love meditating, but when you're really stressed or busy, you don't have the time to sit down for 30 minutes and to meditate. You need something in that moment, right? So that you go to the restroom, recharge your energy, and then here we go, I'm back. And so I was working on these quick fixes because I thought that's what I needed. And I figured out many other women needed it as well.
Mhm. Wow, that's amazing. So when did you start your business?
I started experimenting, but I did it at the beginning. I just did it for myself. I thought
Okay.
it was more kind of this engineer soul in myself, thinking, yeah, there you can develop something. And so I did it only for myself. And then people just kind of started noticing. And then so some friends or at work, and then I showed them some of the exercises, and they also worked for them. And that's how the whole thing picked up in a way. And now I'm giving um, different classes and courses, and because my goal is, I think we all can work with energy. It's just
Mhm.
it's natural to us. And even if you look into physics and biology, we're kind of made up of atoms, and they're kind of 99% energy at all. So it's natural to us. We're kind of energy beings. Everybody can do it. And and even if you look at kids, right? kids always have this endless energy. They learn talking, they learn walking, they never stop, and then they then they just fall asleep, and then they're back to full of energy, and they are just much more connected with their energy, and we, on our way being an adult and working, we just kind of lose this connection. And so for me, the main goal is to empower, especially women, because I still think they need it the most, to manage their own energy. And so I show them how they can do it on their own.
Mm. Yeah. And the work that you do is so unique and really needed because, like you said, most people talk about time management and being productive and really just making us do more and more things and work. But like you mentioned, like we're tired, like if we're drained, just throwing more work at us and more things to do isn't really going to help. And then also, when we try to rest, or we take time off from work, we're not really enjoying that time because we're so drained as well. So, like, I always tell people, like, when I take a vacation, and so, like, maybe I schedule a week off of vacation, I need, like, at least one day to really just decompress before I can really enjoy my vacation. And then sometimes when you come back from a vacation, it's like you still need some time to like decompress from the vacation. So you need a vacation away from the vacation. And I'm thinking like that is probably just related to the lack of energy that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's so
Mm.
true. And sometimes people even feel guilty that they take a break or go on
Yeah.
vacation, right? Because as you're saying, we are so focused on doing and being
Mhm.
productive. Me as well. But I noticed that life gets easier if you have more energy, and that's
Mhm.
why what I've learned, it's in several ways, because as you said before, when you really feel drained, then you're in survival mode. Your whole business,
Yeah.
your whole body, everything is in survival mode, and then you just see your next day full of tasks, your to-do lists, and it's kind of this endless stream of things you have to do. And whereas when you have more energy, uh, you just feel kind of lighter, and you see more opportunities and also solutions,
Mhm.
because and you only see them because your system know you have the energy to execute them. So
Yeah.
it's and this makes you feel more empowered. And that's what I notice with most of people I'm working with, this taking on more your responsibility for yourself and empower yourself, and then many things change around you because people perceive you in a different way.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Now, is there a way to like measure how much energy you have? Because I can tell when my energy is really, really low just based off of, how I feel physically and how my brain kind of functions differently. But is there like any other way that you can measure a person's energy?
Actually, there is a way to measure it, but it's just not a certain tool, but you can measure it for yourself. And the
Mhm.
thing is, that was one thing that was always puzzling me as an engineer, because
Mhm.
there is a unit with which we measure electric energy. We have this kilowatt hours, and we pay our electricity bills according to kilowatt hours. So it's measured. And so energy is measurable. And I was always wondering, why is there no unit to measure our personal energy? Because it's energy as well. So there must be a unit. So I did quite some research. And actually then I found there is a unit with which you can measure personal energy. And this is, can't remember the year, but it was developed by Andre Bovis. He was a French guy, and he was working in nutrition, and he wanted to have a unit or a measurement how he can test how fresh food is. That's how he started. And so like with apples or whatever, and then he developed his scale. It's the Bovis scale. And in a way it runs from zero. He started from 0 to 10,000 Bovis. And you as a normal person, like average healthy person, the minimum of Bovis you should have should be 6,500 Bovis. And the more Bovis you're having, the more energy you're having. And then you feel the difference. And, and this is us also to do something with food and nutrition. And I found that very interesting, and I'm happy to share that here, is that because if you eat food that has less Bovis, so like processed food or, I don't know, not healthy food, it drains energy from your body. Because your body, let's say, has 6,500 and you eat something that has only 3,000, then digesting and whatever is taking this difference from your body. So you're losing money when you're eating. Whereas when you're eating really healthy food, which is good for you, let's say about 8,000 or 10,000, or then it really gives your body energy.
Okay, that's good to know. I eat a lot of processed food, so I need to do better.
But maybe that's the reason why you also feel more drained, because it doesn't give your body and your system actually energy.
Right. Okay. Can you share any other like practical tips on how we can increase our energy? So it sounds like eating the right food is one.
Yeah, that's just what most people don't take into account. But your body and your energy system is like, it's like a motor. And and or a car, and if you put good fuel into your car, it lasts longer and it needs less maintenance compared when you don't look after your car, put cheap, I don't know, gas into it, or not good oil or whatever, then it can't work on its optimum. And then you probably have to sell it earlier. The thing is, we can't sell our body earlier, right? It's there for our whole lifetime. And that's what I also teach or try create the awareness, especially to my daughters, because when they're teenagers, they think your body lasts forever the way it is, and the better you look after it, and the better input you put into, or everything you put on or into your body, if it's not healthy and if it's not of high Bovis, it in the long run it doesn't do you any good. And coming to your question for how you can recharge your energy, of course you can. I could even share an exercise with you if you're interested.
Sure.
Okay, so it's kind of normally it's best when you're standing, but you can also do it in sitting. And so I just go a little bit backwards, and then people can see me. It's an chakra tapping method. And it takes about 3 or 4 minutes. So you can go to a restroom or whatever when you're in the office, or do it in your room when you're at home, or in the morning. Best thing would be when you get up and do it in the bathroom. And so there we have 7 energy centers or energy wheels, and they're called the 7 chakras. And so we tap them together. I will say it loud and you can think it. You don't have to, but normally you don't have to speak it loudly when you do it for yourself, but it's good when you think it. and then we tap it. And it would be good that you just kind of check in for a moment how you feel right now, how your energy feels right now. And then we do the same thing at the end and then see if there is some change, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can guide you through this process.
Okay.
And it's called the energy tapping. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. And then you just inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. You connect with your energy, feel how it feels right now. Maybe you feel drained or exhausted, tired. Just checking in. Then inhale another time through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And then we start to recharge your energy by tapping your root chakra. And it's right, yeah, there is a bone here, like in the lower part of your belly. And then I forgot, I don't know the English name, sorry about that. And then you
That's
just
okay.
tap it. Okay, and you just tap it with your hands. And as a text, we connect with our root chakra. We clean it, harmonize it, we bless it, and we recharge it to 100% with red energy. And we keep tapping. So for me, it's just an explanation. When I do this exercise, my body tilts a little bit forward when I start tapping the chakra. And when it's filled up, then my body goes up straight. That's why I do it standing. And you can, so your body is talking and communicating with you. So then we move up to the next chakra, which is a little bit like 2 fingers below your navel. And we tap it there. We connect with our sacral chakra. We bless it, we clean it, we harmonize it, and we recharge it to 100% with orange energy. And then we move up to our next chakra. It's, let's say, 3 fingers above your navel. We tap it, we connect with our solar plexus chakra. We bless it, we harmonize it, we clean it, and we recharge it to 100% with yellow energy. And then we move up to our heart. The heart chakra, connect with it. We bless it, we clean it, we harmonize it, we recharge it to 100% with bright green energy. Then we move up to our throat and tap it there. We connect with our throat chakra. We bless it, clean it, harmonize it, and recharge it to 100% with blue energy. Then we move up to our third eye. It's on the forehead. We tap it there. Connect with our third eye chakra. We bless it, clean it, harmonize it, and recharge it to 100% with violet energy. And then we move the top of our head, the crown chakra. We tap it here. We bless it. We clean it, we harmonize it, and we recharge it to 100% with golden white energy. When you're done with tapping, you put your hands on your belly, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and then check in what has changed in your body. Is there more energy? Is it flowing? Do you feel more relaxed and calm, more empowered? Just observe and check. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes and come back into the here and now.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll have to try that later when I'm by myself.
Okay.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that though. I think that will be really helpful. Um, for our listeners, if you weren't uh doing it while we were doing it, definitely rewind and give it a try and see how that feels for you. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that.
Sure. It's a very
Yeah.
powerful exercise, and maybe you don't feel that much when you do it the first time, but
Yeah.
if you keep doing it and it doesn't take much long time, then you will
Mm-hmm.
feel that you will really feel the difference.
Yeah. And so when should we do that type of exercise? Like, is it when we feel that we have low energy, or is it something that you just do every day? What would you suggest?
You can do it like 5 times a day. I
Mm-hmm.
always at the beginning always did it in the morning, definitely, and then after lunch maybe, then most people get tired, and then I have really difficult meetings or before a certain meeting that is important, then I always do it. So there are no limits to it. Whenever you think you need energy, then do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Very cool. Definitely will give that a try and see if that helps me. Because yeah, like I mentioned before, like when I'm drained, I need like an entire day of just quiet to myself, not having to think um too much, and that's how I recharge. But like when I have a busy work schedule and I got, a lot of things on my plate, it's like, do I really have an entire day to recharge? And so I need to try some other things like that exercise, and probably eating a bit better would definitely help me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wrote a whole book about with 77 energy exercises. So even for
Mhm.
setting energetic boundaries, or how you have coherence or synchronicity between your heart and your brain when you really need
Mhm.
to be creative or productive, or even how you can clean your energy. So there, how you get aware of your energy, and yeah. So if somebody is interested, you can definitely have it here. Change your energy, change your life, and
Okay.
there are a lot of exercises in there, so you can browse through, pick those. Do you think that help you?
Yeah. Awesome. We'll definitely check that out. With you being an introvert, do you find that your energy kind of drains pretty quickly or no?
The thing is, I'm not an introvert anymore, like the classical terms, because
Okay.
I started managing my energy. You can feel the difference. And it's also
Mhm.
that I'm not so scared from other people anymore. I have my energetic boundaries. I know how to protect my energy. So I have a lot of tools, and it helps me that I'm perceived differently, and I also live my life in a different way. It really shifted a lot.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting. Um, well, as you've been, growing your business and getting your clients, What were some of the challenges that you have faced as an entrepreneur and like building a business as an energy strategist?
I think for me the biggest hurdle definitely was I don't mind working, at home and on my business, but then really going out, approaching people and sales pitches
Mm.
and all this stuff and it's still challenging, but I have a now completely different approach to it, and I show up in a different energy. People feel a difference, and
Hmm.
it's not so hard anymore. It's more, I try to see it as a fun part,
Hmm.
and but still there is always a kind of this resistance, and I always have to overcome this. So this was being on social media was kind of okay, yeah, but that's what I at the beginning was terrible, but when the more you practice, then the more you get just used to it. But this sales thing is still more tricky, and I'm still working on it. And how about
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, the same. The whole marketing, sales, that's definitely not my strongest area. And I find that it's a challenge for a lot of introverted people as well. Um, but yeah, so that's something that I'm still working on. Like the sales part is not so much a challenge anymore because now I don't really look at it as me trying to force someone to utilize my services or try to convince them. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I just I just tell people what I do, and if you're interested, then great. If you're not, then that's great too. So I don't struggle with that part anymore, but the marketing and, visibility, putting myself out there so that people know that I exist, that's still can be challenging for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, for me it was definitely at the beginning. I fully
Mm.
agree.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, but I think that yeah, that's pretty common for really anyone who's starting a business because, we're starting a business because we have a skill or talent or we're passionate about this, specific area. But, running a business isn't just what we're good at. It's all these other things that we may not be really great at, but we have to kind of learn so that we can be successful. And so it's like we're trying to learn all of these new things just to, have a business.
Can
Um,
be overwhelming. Yeah, I fully agree. Yeah.
hmm Yeah. So what's one thing that you're really proud of that has happened so far in your business?
What I'm really proud of is my book. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
kind of my life project. I wrote it in 16 weeks.
Oh,
And so
wow.
it has 16 chapters, and every week I finished one chapter.
Mm.
And so I was very determined. And the fun thing is, like at the beginning of my book, when I started, all of a sudden, people started pointing out, you should write a book. And then things turned out, I met somebody who has written a book, and I made it a bestseller. And so all of a sudden there were all these books around, and authors around me. And
Yeah.
then I thought, oh yeah, why not writing a book? So, and then I had the structure in my head and I started writing. But the thing is, at the beginning, the first 3 months, I didn't tell anybody that I'm writing a book because I was
Yeah.
so scared. What's when I'm messing up? What's when if don't get it done? And then all these people know that I'm writing a book, and
Yeah.
so no, I didn't even tell my family, not my daughters. Nobody know. I didn't tell anybody.
Wow.
And then and at the beginning, I also struggled a little bit with writing itself.
Mm.
And then I remembered, it's cool. I've always loved writing. And all of a sudden it was more difficult. I kind of got stuck. And then I really kind of looked behind the scenes and figured out that I had like this huge limiting belief. I don't know where I got it from, maybe from some teacher or somebody told me I can't write. And then so I removed this limiting belief, and from then on it really kind of worked. And then so and then there was this also this challenging moment, like then I had like a book launch group, like people were asked them about the cover and some insights, and people were kind of supporting me, and I promised that I sent them an advanced reader copy for her support. And I know I remember this scene. I was sitting like at midnight, and then I finished this advanced reader copy, and then I was sitting there and I couldn't press the send button because I was so scared. There is so much personal things from me in this book. There's my energy, my stories. It's not only about the exercises. It's really it's a personal thing, and to inspire others to also look into their life and change things. And I was sitting like for half an hour, not sending the advanced reader copy. And then I thought, I can always, get it back. And then I send it out. Nobody's going to read it. And I have time until tomorrow. And then, I sent it out, and like 5 minutes later, I got an email. Wow, finally you sent us the copy, right? And so I thought, oh, no, it's out, right? There's nothing I can do about it. Now it's out in the world. And so that was challenging.
Yeah. Well, congratulations for doing it. Lots of people have that goal of writing a book, but they never really get started, or they might start writing but never finish it. So congratulations to you for accomplishing that, because that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. I was really I started crying when I had my first copy in my hands, because it was there's so much energy and as I said, personal things in it, and then you finally have it in your hands. It's a very special moment.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Cornelia, it has been really great chatting with you. Before we go, I wanted to give you the opportunity to share where our listeners can find out more information about you and find your book.
Mm-hmm. So the book is on Amazon. Actually, it was when I published it, it was top hot new release on Amazon.com, and it was number one in Germany and UK. And so if you really want to know who I am, it's in there, right? There is so many personal stories in there, and also otherwise, I have my homepage. It's Cornelia Kawann. It's one word.com. And there I'm offering also half an hour a personal energy strategy session, like complimentary. So in a way you can book an appointment and see how I really work. And it's not only about showing you how you can have a lot of energy. It's also about finding out what is draining your energy. So work also on the other side. And so in half an hour, we can already achieve a lot and remove also some things that, in your energy are draining your energy. And that helps already a lot. And then I'm on all social media, on Insta, LinkedIn, Facebook, and it's Cornelia_energy_on. Yeah, so it would be amazing, if I could support you or also somebody from your audience in having more energy, and then moving a little bit maybe from an introvert and maybe not an extrovert, but there are a lot of facets in between. And I can tell you, moving from there, it makes such a difference in your life, because it's more fun.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. So we'll definitely check out your book on Amazon and go to your website so that we can schedule some time to, chat with you. But thank you, Cornelia, again for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Sheila, for having me. And I really want to congratulate you to your amazing podcast. It's fantastic. And I
Mm,
think it's so well needed. I'm very grateful that I'm a part of it now. And
mm,
I
mm.
could support so many others with my energy.
Yes, awesome. Thank you. And thank you to our audience for listening. This has been another episode of the Building Her Dream podcast. If you've enjoyed it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe, leave us a review, and stay up to date with what we're doing by visiting www.buildingherdream.com.